died Renegades on the back foot, lost their pick, and now could fall victim to the OG coordinated assault. T-side start and a long-range Glock Goosh, 99 damage inflicted and just one problem for Hats. Oh dear. Inz's CZ is perfect for this job, but he's run out of bullets, he's run out of hope, but he hasn't run out of teammates. We've got a 4-on-4, fast flank. Alistair fancies his chances. He's just going to corral them into the lower side, but they're planning to plant. Nice smoke out decon. Malta won't be able to contest too much. They'll throw a couple of shots. The sound cue heard. This is a power position. Good hit the shot, but he hasn't. Issa continues to find impact early, Chad. He had a great Inferno. And Sicko, responsible for the clutch. He's getting peppered. Doesn't go down. Nico doesn't commit to the fight. Alexi Decon running out of time for the CTs, especially with the absence of Hats' health. Poor Sicko, what are you supposed to be able to do with this one? He is closing the gap, he is getting onto the site, but they've even got bloody Molotovs to deny Sicko. Salt in the wound for him as he stares at the floor, laden with flame. A one-tap required. They're going to get on it just in time for the 10-second defuse. But no one's home. Door is open, and the CTs, they'll try and preserve what little they can. Alexi, ooh, they've actually managed to get away with at least one. Armor and a P250, you'll take it. OG take the round, though, and that's the priority.
Yeah, right there, just losing that yard control very quickly. Swift straight down, Secret. And if you caught the 1x at odds at the top of your screen there, you'll see that going into this one, Renegades, they haven't actually blown out to being that unfavorable. I think it was about 1-3 with the odds, roughly. So still in with a shot here, and I'd say that's the close nature. We were talking about a lot of problems with this team, and one of them being not being able to close out matches. Well, in the early stages on Nuke, I want one thing to stay in the back of your mind, and that's going to be rotations. Won't be the go here, because we're straight down the vent.
That was so smooth and easy. Not a single bullet fired his way. Down the vents, and now, as we talked about rotations, Chad, it's time to play that game.
Yeah, so who's going to plug that hole? So far, nobody has moved from Renegades towards the lower site.
Well, they will now, surely.
You would hope so. Sicko's nade's going to dunk right on the feet there, and bit of damage. 87, Alexi taking molly damage. Valda in the vent. Yeah, they had no idea he was down.
Oh, no. Well, it's a first, potentially of many.
Oh, he's been spotted there, yeah.
On the way on the ladder. He doesn't have that info, but Valda's surging forwards with the bomb down. I think they might just want to have another bite at the cherry in the third.
Thank you. That makes me very happy to see. They're not just throwing their lives away. They're not just throwing away these upgraded pistols, the scout, the armor. Right. They lost the sight. They lost complete traction of this, and they're holding onto it to have another crack. And that is positive, because in Inferno, there was a couple of situations trying to retake sites. Number disadvantage, they were throwing away rifles. So this might be a good sign here from Renegades. They need to make sure they do hold on to all those goodies.
Shouldn't need to leave.
No, just go in the window room.
You're fine.
There we go. Should be very, very safe here. No need to push past. And it was obviously a discussion that was being had, well, I started it myself on Twitter, about the bomb and the radius. And it's less about the radius, it's more about the damage of the radius and how close you can set to that bomb without being detonated to it. So maybe something that we could adjust in Counter-Strike in the future. We'll have to wait and see. But this saved pistols and scout on Renegades means they get another shot at this. Now, if they lose vent control time and time again, it's a whole new problem, because against FPX, they were mainly just losing secret control. Well, here, if they're losing vent control and secret control and yard control, oh, going to become very claustrophobic very quickly. Nade open Squeaky. Alexi flash on out. He's going to get straight out the door. So this time onto top, he barrels Alistair down too.
Yeah, and that could be enough to contest. Mantu steals control. Hat sitting on the top of Hut. Takes down another. Now Nico thrust into a 1v3. Looks like Renegades are seizing this third round. Expecting to swing, and Hats will put a bow on it. There you have it. Galil recovered, but most importantly, the round. Alistair finding two there. Previously, we saw Valda have an uncontested passage to that vent. This time, quite the opposite. Yeah,
really good stuff there to slow that one down out, Squeaky. I like the call from OG. I liked, oh, we faked it and we went yard and we did a vent drop. This time we're going to commit to it. Mantu did his best to bow them out after Alistair's double, but the extra man on the hut not accounted for. And now, the guns will be out for both teams. AWP for Sicko. Can't say the same for Mantu. They do have rifles, only one Galil. The first smoke comes on out. That'll grant passage, and so will that. Volda onto Alistair, this time getting the better of him. And look how fast it is. Alexi's already applying pressure.
Look how comfortable he is. He knows he's got Sicko isolated, and catching him in transition. Sicko, quick to the trigger. Even keel now as we sail into that 90-second mark. It's a very important duel, and he's converted it cleanly. Valda fills for another. Oh, you're going to feel hard done by there. Already talking about the save, just losing your duels, and I think Issa's frag there just opens the floodgates. You lose your main man on the floor of the main site. Just like that, the rest unwilling to retake.
I like the pace of this so far from OG. It's been relatively quick.
Yeah, I mean, they were barreling out of Squeaky with Mac-10s in the previous, now doing the same with AKs.
Alter, I'm curious as to what you're having a little bit of a look here for. Just hanging around in plain sight. Up in the heaven position. Won't be going for a Goblin Diffuse here.
Maybe a late swing to catch the main walkout, like...
Maybe, but the rifle is much more important in the hands of Malta than it is taking them out of the hands of OG right now. I guess if he's saving up heaven, knows that he's not going to go down to that bomb. All good in the hood. It's unlikely they push up there to clear. And 3-1. Well, the buy could be possible, right? Check out Hats. He's got 7.1. Alistair's got 5.4. And that is possible because of that eco victory they had. So they will make this one work. Guns are being dropped across. Hats dropped an M4. Could buy himself one here. Alistair's board on in as well.
Where's he playing, though? He's not going to have any util with that M4. We've got a single smoke grenade.
Yeah, so with Hats' position right now, with the lower utility towards this top site, it's not the end of the world because normally you have 3 players focused early. So they should be able to make it work, but not if they lose all control straight away. Again, the secret smokes fall. Nade damage is good this time.
Good, very good. There's no suppressing spray, though. They can walk there anytime they want. And again, slipping down into the lower site. Alexi. He's actually been re-smoked. He can linger there as much as he wants. Inns is going to get caught on the rejig. Oh, good duel to be winning. The Aussies grab control and extend it with Malta as he unloads his mag to Decon. Mantu, very little health to operate with, and he's losing his teammates as well. Renegades set for 2. Just Mantu's 4 HP to be scraped off. And as he ascends this ladder, it should be a death sentence. Options in the lower site.
Look, a plant would be nice. It doesn't look very likely. Sicko train to Decon. Alistair just up there on the clock position. He's completely
How much damage does an impact from a smoke do? Is it just 1?
It also depends on the armor you have and stuff as well, so...
I was wondering if the impact can kill a 4 HP player. I'm sure someone knows. Someone's...
I think it only does, 1 damage, but I'm pretty sure you have to have no armor as well. I don't know. We'll get some information in here.
I believe it's 1 to armor and 1 to health.
There you go. 1 to armor, 1 to health. That was Rushley 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He just kind of pops in every now and again. It's a bit like Kramer from Seinfeld, reference for all you boomers out there.
He swings the door open.
Yeah. With his crazy fuzzy hair.
And
he goes down.
You have it.
Well, I like that round. It was well handled, and you know why? We're going to keep focusing on these rotations from Renegades. They dealt with it, right? They knew that they had lost secret control early. Instead of trying to contest it, instead of trying to just stop them in their tracks, they rotated accordingly. There was 2 players down towards that lower site to deal with it, and a little bit of a tech timeout has been called. So give us a moment, we'll get this one fixed. But OG are operating with... well, 3 rounds so far, and with the T side of Nuke on their map choice, I'd say if they end up with, 5 or 6, they're probably going to be very happy, right? They would be looking to get a lot more. And considering how close that first map looked, there is a chance. There's always a chance for Renegades, right? This is the thing. We're not writing them off. It just is very unlikely with the type of Counter-Strike they played late within these games. So if they're able to get a win, maybe that'll do wonders for their confidence. Yeah,
I mean, I was really impressed by the T side. I watched it was heroic, pulling out quite a T side stomping against Big last night. It was like 10, maybe 11 rounds.
I know you like Big's triple boost.
Yeah, that was something. That was something. T-Roof boosting to peak heaven.
Yeah.
Actually, Rush, if you're once you finish your fancy fly-through, if we could show that boost angle.
I think... Rush, aren't you banned from fly-throughs? I thought that...
This is my boy Bastion. He's
Here we go.
though.
Bastion's doing it. This is what I'm talking about. That was the angle. You triple boost on that little yellow railing and peek into heaven with 3 people.
Look at all the girders and stuff. It's not an easy peek by any means, is it? It's quite messy up there.
I've also seen a great pro tip for all future pros out there with a wall bang.
From Big as well.
Yeah, from Big Clan. So they've done their homework, but of course that is the team that fell and are actually in a bit of a dire strait in Group A. They're going to have to pick up a win today if they want to remain competitive.
Yeah, 0-2 right now from the Germans. Not expected coming into this one, but also not expected is OG. They're going to cobble together a buy. A couple of Tech 9s.
Why does this feel so threatening, dude?
Every
Tech 9s
threatening.
We've seen topside takes be very successful so far. A 2-for-2 conversion rate as of yet. Bomb outside. Now don't forget, these outside smokes that have been thrown so far have not once been contested by Renegades. They have been allowed to do this every time and walk behind them. I say that as Alistair is actually in secret. Molly for the top site could keep them on notice. Sicko has 0 info in this position, just for the main swing. That's all he's holding. Alistair makes it very clear he's around secret, though, and that's going to make things very difficult. Right onto the nose of Nico. Turns the flash. Alexi still gets down the vents, though. Alistair's on notice now.
They know he's here?
I don't know. Alistair's definitely reacting like Vents is a threat. He's got so many targets to deal with, gets overrun. Alexi and OG into the lower site. They've made it work, despite being a barrage of utility and damage inflicted to them. But Malta can play spoiler here.
Oh, he didn't clear.
Didn't check his corners. Backs are going to be turned here. This could be brutal. He takes down the first. Alexi's flanked Sicko, but should be the trade. Malta scuffed the spray. Yikes. That's the 38-second clock, and even Hats is dead. I was about to start painting the picture that they were disconnected from the site. It's just ins.
They're so low. Look at this. 33, 28, 22, 35.
I wonder how much of that's unconfirmed. We saw Malta get the one lethal frag.
Oh dear. It was even rehearsed from Renegades towards Yard, right? You could see the molly from Alistair stop them just in front of that. The nade from Sicko, knowing that was there, landing directly on Nico's head. It looked good for a moment. I love the way that Malta snuck on in. This is some of the problems, right? If you're not used to these kind of experiences or you don't have to play against them very often, I think what Malta did, considering the circumstances, was fine, but his teammates may have needed to tuck back and be a bit more passive, let him work. You want to be there to help them, you want to try and deny that plant, but sometimes if the site's lost, if control is lost, you need to go for a different game, and while another round will slip, OG will make the low investment of Alexi B work. 2 huge Tech 9 kills, and 4-2 is the scoreline now with money in question. So here it is from Malta, right? So he slipped on in. They had no idea he was there, but he's just calling this, right? He's just spotted it. Glued on in. Sicko goes down, knows where Malta is, turns around, grabs himself another, and that's the round done right there. So huge stuff from Alexi.
Yeah, getting that flank, he was so hunting for Sicko. Knowing his attention was on Decon, someone has to be responsible for it. It's probably the ramp player using the Tech 9 close quarters, and, well, it is the eco. And there goes Ins.
That's the saved AK and the utility gone. The stack from Renegades over towards ramp. They can't pick that up. They can't salvage it. They can't have another crack with it. And they're just going to push forward and see if they can find anybody lurking late in lobby.
That must be a really weird feeling spray for Valda to do. In that angle he's holding, just directly on the Z-axis. Staring at the floorboards. And to the walk down secret. He's found another one with his AWP. Hats is going to meet Issa. Ooh, he might pip the timing here. Hello, gentlemen. Do you mind if I come out and hang out with you? He's going to get spotted by Warehouse. This could be funny. Oh, no way, Jose. Issa says, 5 still alive, not a point of damage inflicted. The element of surprise is squandered, and so is the round. 5 T rounds already posted for OG. That's not a bad haul.
No, not by any means. And considering the way that they've been able to keep Renegades very honest in these eco rounds as well. It's a good sign. Are building a bank now, or will be after this round. And see how thorough they're being, right? They know they're up against pistols. They know they took out the safe gun, that they're really just taking their time. And this is one of the things that happens when you're a team who's just added a new player. This is what we talk about with the honeymoon period, right? Everybody's on their best behavior. But not only is everybody on their best behavior, if somebody does drop a glass jar of salsa in the kitchen, because you just got together, you don't care so much. Like, it's all right. It's not clumsy at the time. It's cute, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, you know, you haven't done it constantly with
malicious
regular objects to the point where it just because you just get sick of them.
Yeah.
Well, slowly cut them out of your life until it's transparent.
Well, straight out
bringing it up at work.
Here he goes.
Alexi's got no health, and Ins confirms our suspicions. He's got one. Alexi gone, leading now from the grave. Oh dear. Sicko, another molly spread death. Those are always very nasty. Trying to find a safe haven in the secret room. Some
people would prefer being cremated though, Alex, so...
Yeah, I'm down to clown with that. It's just more convenient, isn't it?
Okay, Alistair, there's a guy behind you and in front of you. That's the bomb, though. This is problems for OG. I don't know if they're aware exactly where Man2 is. It looks like they have an idea that something's possible.
You can't really unscope right now.
Yeah, this is...
So he's essentially playing a rifle role with that view.
It's going to make life very difficult. I think Valda coming down the vent here, they're aware of this. Inns is trained, 50 seconds left. Valda has a smoke and a HE. There's a flash for Mantu.
Valda's kind of feeling like topside's clear, but Vents is his objective and he gets caught on the way down. Mantu's going to have a very uncomfortable fight versus Inns here. Like,
I think Mantu has the element of surprise, though, still.
He's been persistent with the aim in. And he does catch Alistair off
Inns
guard. He
vent.
knows Inns was vent. That's the call. Jumps in, looks for it, and he hits the no-scope. Nuts! Mantu makes it competitive, but the bomb's on the low side, and he has to compete.
To top?
Has he got the time?
He does.
Oh my lord, this is such a play. He's gaming right now.
Hats is chasing. He's going to hear this.
Will he be able to contest in time? He's opted for the fast plan. Straight up the vent. Faked it. And now time for Mantu to reposition. Hats starting to feel the pressure. He heard the scope in. Mantu could be anywhere. Up the vent now. Makes it clear. Problem solving for Hats. He knows it's lobby likely. Plant is wide for him. Sound cue for Mantu to work off. He'll start to progress. Going for the reel. Going for the reel. This is so pro. Mantu's not going to call his bluff, and there you have it. Hats clutches up and denies a Mantu 1v3. Some great shooting from the Brit.
Game of chicken, that one right there. Mantu called the bluff of Hats by just sticking that plant. He made the ladder noise. He was very, very loud about that rotation. And then Hats went, you know what? You want to go for a play like that? I'm going to go for a play like this. Sticks the defuse in a much-needed round for Renegades there. Almost dropping a 1-on-3 situation that should have never been possible. But that element of surprise from Mantu really punishing Inns and Alistair there. Now the buy will come on through. Malta's down to an auto shotgun. The buy is much better for OG in this one.
Oh, aggressive outside. This is going to get interesting. Alistair, this is what I was talking about before. We didn't see this from Renegades in their first affair on Nuke. This is promising. It will be a deep clear. Issa dinked. An exchange of bullets, but it favors OG.
Now what's Sicko meant to do? Doesn't have the AWP to deal with Yard right now. Kind of just has to sit behind the blue crate. Oh, he's getting naughty. His feet might get spotted if he creeps too far forward. They have lost complete control of Yard. They don't know a little bit of info there, but it's not fully confirmed. They still could be behind Annex. I just went full Australian. Still could be behind main.
Is Annex short for something?
We just say Annex for main because it's the Annex.
No, I know, but what? Like, I was just thinking, like, is Annex just a word, or is it short for like?
I think it's just a word. Okay. I don't know. I'll Google it. Let me get my people on it.
Yeah, get your peeps. Smoke's fading. Free frag for Hats. Can't believe his luck. Evades the spray completely as well. OG are getting picked apart. And Alexi claws one back. The trades are good. Inns needs this one. Valda denies. Gifted now. Missed AWP shot from the low A of Issa. Mantu using his health to great success, and the shotgun's not going anywhere. Converting OG despite conceding the first frag, and look what it's done to the CTs there.
Annex. A building joined to or associated with a main building, providing additional space or accommodation.
Okay.
The school's one-story wooden annex. I guess we used to call them demountables. A demountable, I think, is what we called them in Australia.
That sounds like a bloody action movie spin-off, like with Arnold Schwarzenegger and the dude from Snatch.
Oh, it's called a demountable, able to be dismantled or removed from its setting and readily reassembled or repositioned. All right, we're learning here today, everybody.
Stallone probably in that as well, the demountables.
Welcome to learning.
Statham, that's his name.
Jason.
Thank you.
He's been doing a couple with The Rock.
I have this vague memory of a movie with Jason Statham in it where he has to keep his heart rate above a certain...
I bet Tom's going to know. He'll know the name.
I just remember...
That is Crank.
There we go. Rush knows the name.
Why is Rush like our fountain of knowledge today?
Someone has to be, as it is just these pistols for Renegades again. And it feels like we say that a lot with these guys compared to many other teams. Now, that might not be the case. This is called confirmation bias. It's better than being just regularly biased, but Aldo mops up that push. Two lovely headshots, one through the wall, and Inns is going to make this a little bit expensive, but traded immediately. Mantu onto Sicko. That's going to be round number 7. Scoreline currently 7-3. And Renegades down to nothing. 0-0. Another eco. More pistols.
Mantu's got 13 grand in the bank with a fully bought up AWP setup. He is just rolling in cash. Scrooge McDuck over here with a Union Jack. Outside smoke tutorial given as well. 128 tick special.
Yeah, when we say don't try this at home, it's not because we don't want you to try, it's just because it's not going to work in matchmaking. So,
and the 64 tick ones that our friends have worked out are all bloody finicky. Looks like we're going to be seeing a bit of CTs in the feed. I wasn't expecting to see Malta's name here on the USPs, but gives it a good go.
Oh, it's an AK now, so Alistair finds himself at the right place at the right time. Might be able to grab another. But look how easy that looks.
It does look very easy. Issa needs this one, and very clean reactions. There goes the weapon, and there goes their hopes and or dreams. AK perhaps to be recovered. Malta's on a late flank. Maybe he could catch one of these guys from silo. Nico's already pre-aiming it.
Yep.
Yeah, and that will be that.
8-3. Gun round now, and money still not fantastic. As you can see, 4.6 and 4.4 for Hats. 4.4 for Alistair as well. So they're going to be buying on in with a lackluster amount of utility. Maybe no defuse kits in play here today unless Hats wants to invest in one. He will not. It's going to be smokes for 5 smokes. All right, we got 5 smokes across the line. We got 2 Molotovs. That's it. No kit. 1 HE and a handful of flashes. OG, their buy much prettier, much neater, much nicer. Gives them more to work with here. Not too much pressure towards Yard by any means. Sicko, he's actually taken that AWP. Never mind. Hold up a second. It was Mantu's ult we were focusing on.
Yeah, but I like that angle. You could see how little he was working with when peeking in. 5th death for Mantu. Hats makes it very clear he's mantled onto the hut. Sicko, 1 peek out from his hidey hole will confirm the yard is clear. Issa can sway his opinion with nades and presence of his own.
Yeah.
See his awareness of all the angles he'd exposed himself to.
So right now, with this setup,
look at this little execute they've got for ramp. They're all lining stuff up that they can throw through the smoke. Nico's got a flash lined up, and there's a smoke on the other. Valda's holding up for a smoke. Is Alexi doing one too? This could be pretty cheeky. Here we are. So smoke out ramp, flash to follow. Molotov towards the back box. And it's such a good flash. Malta's gobbled that one up, but off in the gap lies Alistair, and they come together in perfect unison. A symphony of bullets, all favoring Renegades. And the one lurk meets his demise. There we have it. Great round from Renegades.
Yeah, good stuff from Hats with the opening there onto Mantu, and then it kind of tapered off. I think you were bang on with that yard control from Sicko, but not only that, they had more passive lines understood. There was not pressure all across the map, which didn't leave too many massives in the setup that late in the round. But here comes the guns again, and the God Flash there from Mantu through the windows to help Valda down the vent. Damage done. He's been spotted, and he's even covering the access. So Alistair cannot drop chasing this. It will force out a rotation where Sicko is already in lower. Malta with a secondary AWP is lower now as well. 2 AWPs holding the B bomb site. Not necessarily the recipe for success. Oh, Alistair just melted.
Oh, the timing could really catch him here. He goes for the jiggle, and it's a no-scope opportunity, but by the wayside. In's going to be swung on here. Ooh, Issa didn't check it fully. Trigger discipline could profit him here. 3 backs are turned. First found. Mantu falls. Issa quick to trade. Now awkward for Renegades. Even more so as Alexi channeling his inner assassin. Leaps down from the top rope. RKO out of nowhere.
Oh, Hats is having a look. He knows Alexi was last spotted at ramp. Maybe he wants to grab one of these AWPs, see if he can save that. But they do need rounds.
I like this color scheme. Pretty M4.
Oh, he's dissuaded Alexi from that fight, and he's found himself the AWP. So Hats will be going for that save. I don't feel it's been hugely instrumental so far. Only 5 kills for Sicko, but saying that, it's not like there's too many for Renegades over this 4-round bag that they've been able to pack. Hats is being chased. Hats is dead. That is the 9th round for OG. 9-4, 2 more in the first half.
And again with his money, it's just...
Yeah. Well, there at least he was trying to save. They just didn't let him.
Just the punishment is the same.
And yeah, you can see there, so as soon as you lose that vent control, some teams do the vent drop where what they want to do is they want to send that player fast to get control of like the window side, right? So it can stop the rotation from ramp. Other people really just want to stop the vent rotation.
And seeing Inz's frustration with that shot as well, like it's really easy, and I'd love to hear your professional opinion about that, is, you know, would you consider, when you've got 3 backs turn, trigger discipline, that opportunity an easy one to convert?
Not by any means, right? Because when you're looking at the backs of players, you don't really understand their pathing. At least when they're facing you, you know it's a fight. When you see the players and they have no idea you're there, you're kind of hoping that they're static for long enough that you can sit there and line them up. But when they're all moving, they're still clearing, they're throwing nades, it's awkward.
Like their jiggles don't correspond with how it would if you were dueling.
Precisely, because it's hard to predict their pathing. You don't know what the game plan is. So it's a good attempt, right? It was a good play considering the scenario, but if he got 2 off of it, yeah. If he only gets 1 like he did,
I mean, yeah, the only criticism I'd have is body shots. When you've got the time, I can understand why with backs turned, it's easier to not try and hit that tiny back-facing head, but a quick kill does, you know, squander the comms a little bit, gives you a bit more of a chance to line up that second. Inz with the deagle, the aforementioned chance. Let's see if he has another one here. Great shot on the deagle. Alexi caught out as well. Inz 2 into the side. He's chipping away at them. Oh my lord, more damage. And it will be Malta to finish off, jumping through the final hoops. It's only Mantu, 10 HP and 30 seconds. No bomb on his back, and that's down on the site. The Sharks just circling it. Shouldn't be a way back in for this one, but Malta's doing his very best to give him a chance. There we go. Jumping up for the peak, and Mantu will not hit his shot. So probably going to want to keep hold of this one. I think he's expecting the hunt from behind him, which is why he hasn't opted for the retreat just yet, but they're going to give him this one.
I think a big part of this as well is to try and stop them from having multiple AWPs in the next round too. They know the money's a little bit ruined over there for Renegades. Yeah, because he can buy his own, right? It's just making sure they don't get it. He was low, worried about getting chased on down. This way they get 3 AKs, still pretty nice off the back of those deagles. So Renegades with the pistols, they find some success. And you mentioned this yesterday, if you're going to have so many of those rounds, you need to find success so at least they feel a little bit threatening, right? Well, here was a good one. This was Alistair kicking things off. Goes for the peak. Of course he gets it. Fade away through the wall.
Lovely stuff.
But for once, it felt like they had the pieces in the right place. And we haven't said that too often with Renegades so far. So good hustle there. Can they get 6? Considering how good they have been at the start of some of these maps.
Hello. This is a look we haven't seen. Aggression into the lobby. Damage inflicted by a large margin as well. Heavily leans towards the Renegades as blood is drawn. Gathered, congregated in the lobby. Malta really pushed up on Trophy.
Oh,
even aggression yard. This is hot, but it could be checked. Looks like Nico was looking. And he does punish. The Renegades, they've changed their game up. But just hitting pauses seems to be enough for OG at this moment in time. Malta showing restraint. He is single-handedly responsible for half of the map. He can't afford to go down.
Yeah, see, Sicko has yard right here, and then Hats is in top. So if he doesn't die, there is a chance for them to collapse on OG together. But if Malta goes down, well, there goes the neighborhood.
Like 50 seconds. How long can OG just pause this?
They can really wait until the last 20 seconds if they want. They probably will start getting a move on about 30 because they need to show some indication of where they want to finish. Don't want to go on a timeout round on the final round here in the first half. But they're still waiting for re-aggression from Renegades. And
yeah, you can see Malta was close to it at one point, but he's learned his lesson. Once bitten, twice shy. And they walk out Squeak towards the top site. Malta trying to catch the timing here. Issa is there, waiting to catch this flank off, and he will convert. Hats, though, 2 frags. That puts the bomb loose. Issa has to pull up his socks and plant that bomb. It's all on Hats. Needs to survive. Nico hunting, finds it. It's only Issa with 9 seconds. He just has to win the duel. Hats is standing and, oh, exposed. 10 found. OG just 6 away from the 2-0. Eco reintegrating into this roster. CT start for them. Alexi does love his dualies. There's some people that are very mean about them, critical of the dual Berettas, but on top of the hut, with 30 bullets to unload, it can be a very satisfying experience.
He's got the vent rotation cut off, but they're into top.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Valda struggles. Alexi should go down. It's his teammates that are falling. Renegades bomb down then. Retake flash. Issa needs a very quick first frag here. Alexi drops down and causes chaos, but a little late from Issa. Nico actually finding the push. Maybe the second flash could be enough. They're both looking at it. They both eat it. Oh, it's such a chance. Issa, body shots. Needs a reload. Hats has made a mess of it. Made a meal. Oh, that is a turnaround. Issa and Nico 2v4. Oh, the mojo just crushed for Renegades after a good start to the pistol.
Yeah, Issa having another game of it here. Alex, 17 kills for him now. Only died 6 times. The lowest so far in the server. And look at this, like the first flash, sure, you know, they're able to get one off it. The second flash, just not ready for any leftover utility. Nico did a great job just setting up Issa here. He's jumping around, surviving, and then even gets that nice kill onto Ins. Great stuff there from Issa. You got to be pumped with that one. Bit of a smile on the face. And the force buy from Renegades now. This might be their last-ditch attempt at keeping this series going. It's going to be Galil's Scout, very light utility. This comes down to the headshots here. So Sicko saw nothing yard pushing all the way to red box, right? So you have to immediately think they're passive towards ladder, CT spawn, or even in secret right now. We can see the two playing behind Unbreakable is now going to be linked up with Alexi.
Late smokes.
Very late.
Alexi's going to have so much info here if he doesn't die.
It's a good spot. The jump's better. He can drop his own smoke to deny this as well and completely ruin it.
Oh man, his smoke blooms at the same time as theirs did, but he's playing in front of it, and that's going to be tested by Mantu. Into the top site then. Valda has a flash.
He's heard this. He's seen this.
Oh boy, the shotgun actually perfect weapon for the job, and Malta doing the flashbang dance. Now he is nothing. Alexi onto Sicko, and there you have it. 12 for OG. Damn. That did, yeah, I think there's no better word than cheeky for that.
Isn't that insane? You can get that far onto the bomb site, look like you're good to get on in, and then Nico from the heart with an auto shotgun completely ruins your day. Voldo is baiting, jumping, drawing them right in, sucking them closer, and sucking another round away from Renegades. 12-5, Deagles again. Famus's, Galil, M4s, all the goodies for OG. They are set to close this one out, and if they keep this one clean, could even be just the clean sweep here in the second half.
Mantu beams down Alistair. See, the immediate emergency response unit has arrived. It's 3 CTs digging into main. Alexi lining them up. It's costly though. If Malta was hit one more.
Malta's been very good in these late round situations, like the clutch and lurks, right? He's actually something that I've been quite impressed with. So the fact he has 100 HP, a Deagle, and the bomb, Alexi and Issa are both very, very low for this situation. Spotted.
Yeah. The fact that he didn't peek back is enough information for him to know. Now so do they. They've got a 3-man crossfire. Heaven, main, and garage. That really did cut them down. Very nice multi-kill from Alexi, just stopping things before they get too far out of control. We are at the 4.6 mark, so it's going to be a full buy for the Renegades as they look to post their first weapon round.
It's crazy, right? Because that force buy in the second round of the game looks like a weapon round when they have all those Galils out. It's crazy how getting the bomb down in a couple kills, having a close one. No AWP for Sicko here. Might be something a bit more execute heavy. Really did love a good late lean ramp Renegades after doing yard smokes. The fact that Inns is here towards top tells me they're probably setting up for a top pop as opposed to something more yard based. That's where he tends to default. Good damage done to Volder. Molly's going to absolutely get hot under the collar there, and he has to move out of that position. And now back. So maybe expecting a bit of lobby aggression was Renegades. They're pivoting back towards Yard. They do have the smokes available to at least put up a screen.
And there it goes, the aforementioned screen.
So this is the problem, right? If they don't use these smokes, oh, this is perfect for the L block. Mantu flashed off, but if he does get back on up, he'll have a great line.
Turns the flash this time. Valda swings out for one. They've got a nice double peek over the smoke. What an angle for the L block. Just completely nullifies that wall of smokes. Malta, however, neutralizes Nico.
Oh, this is so hard to clear.
Certainly is now. Bombs in Yard, and wow, Mantu, go on, son. Pop off. 4 for Mantu. Destroys the Renegades as they test his Yard.
I was like a hawk there. I barely saw anything coming through, man.
Yeah,
Lucky for the X-ray.
Nose on his screen, dude. The X-ray helps, but like, not easy on the vision. You've got no X-ray on the replay. You'll get to see and appreciate how quick some of those were. All right.
I feel like it's that wall is a little bit shallower than some of the ones that we do see. But that position, it's been Molotoved in the past, as teams know that it can be exploited in that way. This time, Renegades thinking they'd get more respect. They were forced. The fight came to them before they could get anything done. And now it's a top play.
Fast flash, top sight. But he's just so blind. It was a team flash. Alistair blinds up Seiko, but they're in. This is a lot of the heavy lifting done already. A one-way smoke. They'll be able to retake with that. He's got flashes for Issa to work around as well. Second flash, this is good. So Alistair will have his vision back on him. Issa's gobbled up a nade. Drops his incendiary before the go. It's good. The nade will damage Alistair just a little. And that's the end of that. Mantu was trying to head main for the pincer. Looks like he'll just save in Garage instead.
20 kills for Mantu. Feels like he's had a big chunk of impact here.
I mean, Mantu and Issa, you know, like when you've got Alexi, Nico, and Valda as well to be screaming their praises, it's been the unlikely candidates in that sense.
Yeah, I think the Issa performance is the one that really stands out, right? And a lot of people will be like, yeah, but think about the caliber of opponent. Sure, it's probably good just for his confidence to have a game like this in an official. And probably good for the overall complexion of the team, as we do have 45 seconds left on the clock. Renegades are just really stalling this one out. The bomb will go down. And Mantu will be waiting 40 seconds to hold on to this, but it looks like they actually want to hunt. And these are the situations where we tend to be a bit quizzical of the Ts who push the issue when they don't have a lot of money to work with. Looks like Inns will think better of going into the Lion's Den of T-Spawn, CT Spawn even. Do you remember, so for those people playing at home, maybe Bastion can show us. Oh wait, he might go in, they might, but it seems unlikely he'd go for the hunt towards CT Spawn against an AWPer.
I think you're all right.
Do we remember where old Secret was, Bastion? How new school is Bastion, Rush?
Well, I remember it was.
Yeah, but you can't take us there right now.
I think even I could take you there.
Yeah.
It's possible we might be able to get there in a sec.
All right, here we go.
We'll see.
It's like to the left of Garage, was it?
It was behind Warehouse,
Yeah.
right? So it used to, like, back in the day in 1.6, you never used Secret. It was like once in a game it got used. Ever since it's been moved, it's been much more of a functional position.
You had to basically clear all of like CT spawn box in hell and all of that as well.
Yeah. It was a lot of territory. And then you had to like run this open gauntlet, and AWPers could just sit top heaven and just pip you as you tried to do it. That's ancient history though, so don't worry about that. You won't be seeing that anytime soon. Good round from Renegades. They're on the board with the gun rounds, and it has forced out the force buy from OG. They've spent all their pennies alongside of that saved AWP, and Issa could play spoiler here. Up close and personal, has a teammate as well over towards red. That is Mantu with the AWP, and Volder's even here to help out the party. So this is a great yard control setup that we're seeing here.
I mean, it's perfectly designed for a late smoke wall, which we've seen Renegades are prone to.
Yeah, it looks like they're setting up for that now.
Well,
so not only do you... Oh, okay.
Just lost Malta.
Never mind.
Blow off the door, up the line, return to lobby late at your own peril. Nico takes the space to punish. You go yard, you're into the stack. You go lobby, you got info on Nico.
They're not even going to clear it.
Alistair with the bomb on his back. They return to lobby, but yeah, they're not going to clear it.
Bye.
With a wave of his hand, he finds Seiko. 3 remain, though, for the Aussies. Back to ramp. Aggression yard, taking space. It will just be on that lower player. Unfortunately, for Alexi, he's the one with the P250. He has Mantu in support, though. Man's not been missing today. They evade the AWPer, but they walk into the P250. Another casualty. Hard to cross. Good util. Should flash him off the line.
Oh.
Misses his shot. Instinctively pulls the trigger.
Mantu has to fight.
That's his capable of coming up clutch here, but not with his knife out. That's a nasty death. Poorly timed, but quite the opposite for Inns. The timing is sensational.
I'm behind him.
Beheads one. One above. And one
the time
towards that decon. I mean, there's no way in which he's going to be able to take an uncontested plant here. It's just Valda. And as he tries to punch in the digits, he's in the prime position to ensure it's 15. OG speed run now. CT side has only seen one blemish on their defensive record. 4K, looks like 6K on the high end for Inns, and peanuts for Alistair.
Inns has dropped an AWP for Sicko here, so they will be able to get a premium buy, I guess we can call it. Alistair will be the only one operating without an AK. He's down to a Mach 10. It's going to be the auto shotty for Nico again. Rifles for the rest. No AWP for Mantu on the other side of things. What do the Renegades have in store here for what could be the final round? Sicko boosted up. Nobody home right now. Over towards credit card. Nobody looking to pick from warehouse. Very passive angle taken from Mantu here as he starts to transition forward. Staying very active here, just keeping the info game in OG's favor as the smoke wall is being lined up. Close smoke, standard secret smokes, Malta dealing with that vent rotation. Nade from Mantu over the fence. He's going to have to go collect that one.
Excuse me, sir. We are balls in your garden.
Oh, gap there, and it's been spotted. Malta goes down.
That's twice now.
As they're stuck in no man's land.
Yeah, as it fades, they kind of get a nutmeg out of it. It's kind of working out for them. Can't plant in yard, a wise man once said.
Well, for once, it feels like they actually have control, and OG are the ones scrambling back.
Oh, yeah. They've got to piece this puzzle back together again. Hell is completely lost. Your RAM players dug in. Your inner players cautious. They could be round back to lobby.
Bomb on hats.
That could be a quick reaction. This is actually the one to draw blood, but from above, Inns trades. This is there. Bomb 2, 30 seconds. They have to surely go upper. Alistair's trying to sell a lower fake, but the bomb, we've seen it. We know your tricks. We know what you're doing. We're here in the ladder. We know what's up. Sicko misses his. Inns still alive, but only short-lived, and that's the end of that.